Okay, guys, yay! Our calls are back. This is our first of 2018, and I have definitely missed them so much. I love seeing your guys' faces, and this is perfect timing right after Super Saturday and with convention coming up and it being a new year. And we have so much stuff planned, but tonight we get my sweet friend Lisa hopping on here. I would totally attempt to pronounce your last name, but I would probably butcher it.
That's fine.
I'm going to save you that. But y'all,
Fine.
she is a diamond ambassador. I have followed her forever on Facebook. Girl, I love watching your stuff. You just seem so sweet and genuine. So I asked her on here, and of course she was like, sure, tell me when. So I'm thrilled that you guys get to hear from her tonight. So Lisa, just take it away, girl.
Thank you, guys. Listen, Kendall's a great leader. She's funny. You guys under a great direction. Do what she tells you to do. I'm telling you, because you're going to get there, right? You will get there. So just thank you for letting me have this time with you guys. And I for those who just popped on, I told the team, I was like, okay, I love you guys. I'm missing a national championship game. I'm rooting for Alabama only because of the Houndstooth. That's really the only reason why. I have family who are huge Alabama fans. And my husband's down there rooting for the dogs. I think he's rooting for the dogs only because he has a $50 bet. I don't know. I think they might be the underdogs. But anyways, thank you very much. Today has been a busy day. So here I am doing what I love. So thank you. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my story and how I got started. And then I want to give you guys some tips of maybe some things that you guys haven't thought about. And what I kind of share with my team. So I started November 13th, 2013. I started just really because I needed to get healthy. I had gotten prior to me getting laid off from my job. I needed to get healthy. We moved to Florida. Backstory, we moved to Florida because I got laid off from my job. I didn't want to go back into corporate. And while all this was happening, I discovered Plexus. And we bought the house. We would not have bought the house if I had gotten laid off. That would be so stupid to do. But God knew where I needed to be before I even knew where I needed to be. Because he made a way for us to buy this little vacation home in Florida, us not knowing that that's where we were going to live the 2 years after I joined Plexus, because I needed to supplement our income. We needed to kind of downsize our finances and just make a way for us. I didn't want to go back into corporate. So God knew that when we were buying this house, that's where we were going to live for 2 years after me starting Plexus while I was growing my business. So I started with the products, loved them, joined Plexus, moved to Florida, all within a month and a half. Like, I did not think for real that Plexus was going to be my jam and I was going to, let alone make it to the top. I'm serious when I tell you that. I'm that type of person who was like, didn't believe network marketing worked. I was like, no way, that's hokey. It doesn't do anything. 2 weeks after I joined, I hit silver. My first paycheck was $600. And I was like, okay, this is something. I'm on to something here, and at the time, we didn't have any resources. We didn't have the Zooms. I'm sure they were out there. We just didn't know about them. We had Sonia Dudley videos, Sarah Marble's videos, which are amazing. But if you guys are not utilizing the tools that we have laid out for you, you're missing out. You are missing out. But I'll get to that in a minute. So as I was growing my business and I moved to Florida, I literally moved to Florida a month and a half after joining, didn't think it was going to go anywhere. And as I was growing my business, I literally sat in my recliner for a whole year, grew my business on Facebook, literally grew on Facebook. My husband gave me a challenge in January because I wanted to go to convention in June of 2014. And he said, you have to be a gold ambassador for you to go. And I was like, okay, don't give me something that I cannot achieve because I'm a goal-oriented person. Challenge me, I'm going to do it. By the time I reached convention in 2014, so 6-7 months later, I was senior Ruby. Senior Ruby. How did I do that? I stuck to doing my IPAs. I believed in the business. I talked to tons of people. I grew my business, and you just have to have belief in it. You have to have belief in it. So to tie up my story, I got laid off. That's why I decided to do Plexus, because I didn't want to be stuck in traffic anymore. I didn't want to be that person having to be chained to a desk. I didn't want that anymore. So I saw the value in it, and I knew that we have products that were going to change lives. And so I said, okay, I'm going to go for it. So that's what I did. I reached Emerald in 13 months. 7 months later, I hit Sapphire, and then a little over 2 years is when I hit Diamond. And I'm telling you guys, it's been the greatest blessing ever in our life. And I have been able to be a part of so many people's success story that it's just amazing. It just amazes me every day that I get to do this. I get to do this. Like, I'm sitting in yoga pants. I get to do this, talking to you guys. So there's just a couple of things and I have some notes over here, and I have them like blew up because my glasses are downstairs. So I'm going to just click on my notes over here, and I'm gonna talk to you a little bit of what I kind of presented to my team earlier this month. So the thing I want you to think about is, how is fear playing out in your business, right? So there are all kinds of fears that can hinder you from reaching your goals and going to the top. And some of those fears could be, are you being pushy? Are you scared of setting goals? Do you believe that you can't succeed? Do you believe that you have the fear that you don't want to ask for help? Do you hate phoning people? You have the fear of phoning people. You have the fear of, well, I don't want to look stupid, right? Some of these fears can really hinder you in your business. So let's talk about the one about being pushy. So there is a difference. And you guys might have heard this before because I've presented this on our Diamond thing, but there is a difference of being pushy than having passion about something that you are passionate about, right? One of the biggest mistakes that people make is, they rush right to the sales pitch, and I reference this, it's kind of like when you go on a date and it's your first date and you ask them to marry you. Okay, that's being pushy, right? That's being pushy. You don't want to do that. You don't want to come off desperate. You're going to turn that person off. Passion is different than being pushy, right? Remember, you want to make that person to be as comfortable as possible. You want to build the relationship and you want to connect with them. If they tell you no, it's okay. Put them on your follow-up list, because here's the thing that I've found. A lot of times when people are thinking that you're being pushy or they tell you no, it's just not the right time for them. We know that we want them in the business right away because we know how these products can change, but you got to think of it from their perspective. They don't know that. All they're hearing is your words. So you just say, you know what? I get it. I'm going to put you on my follow-up list. I'm going to follow back up with you. I have people that last night I was talking to somebody who's been following me for 4 years. 4 years. She's joining today. 4 years. So it's not that, you're being pushy. You're being passionate, and just put them on your follow-up list. It's just not the right time for them, right? It's not the right time for them. Here's the thing too. If you do it the right way and you're passionate about sharing the products, I guarantee you they're going to remember you more for doing it the right way. For then when you're passionate about it, they're going to remember how passionate you are about it. They're going to say, man, Lisa, she sure does talk about poop all the time, right? I'm going to turn this off. My mother. Hang on, let me turn it off. Sorry. And she'll probably call back. Okay, so the number 2, that don't you believe that you can succeed. The fear of failure stops so many people from even attempting to reach their goals. And you got to remember that when you have the path to success, I told you she's going to call back. The path to success is always filled with mistakes and failures. It means that you are trying, and it's okay. You've got to accept that sometimes failure happens. Instead of thinking that you failed, you need to look at it this way. Look at what you have gained. You are one step closer to success, right? You have much more experience from that failure and learn from it. Learn how you can do something different, right? Don't think of that being as a failure. Think of how much you've gained in learning what you can do differently than you did in the previous conversation, right? You got to always kind of look at the glass half full instead of half empty. Number 3 is the dreaded phone call, right? Let me take a sip of water. How many people of you hate getting on the phone call, right? Do I see, is that Rena? Is that how you say it? Rena? She raised her hand.
Raina.
Raina.
Yeah.
So Raina is scared of the dreaded phone call. Y'all, I was scared to death. Like, I was literally shaking in my shoes when I had to make that first phone call. I even had my sponsor on with me. But what I found is it's okay. People don't expect you to be perfect. People like vulnerability. People like for you, they don't want you to be perfect, right? Because that's not real. They want you to be you. They want you to be they want you to be humble. They want you to be real. Pick up the phone and you can say to them, listen, I'm scared to death to talk to you, and this is just on the phone. They want to know this. They want to know that you're being genuine with it. And you can tell them, listen, I don't know why I'm so scared to talk to you about this, because I love these products and I love the company that I'm with. I don't even know why I'm scared of talking to you. The more you do it, I promise you, the easier it gets. I remember messaging Tamara when I made my phone call, and I was saying, as we were talking, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't do this. And she's like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So here's the thing too about phone calls. So you need to expect that there's going to be some pauses in between. Don't think that they've gone like to sleep on you. They're probably just listening to you, right? So Rena, don't get scared. Don't be scared. The more you do it, and look at it this way. When I get scared to do something and I've accomplished it, I always say to myself after it's over with, yes, I did it. Don't you feel better when you do something that you're scared to do and you do it? Don't you feel better? Right? Rena, do you make phone calls ever? Never?
I call students' parents when they're failing. That's it.
Oh my word. How long have you been in the business? How long have you been doing Plexus?
4 years.
Oh my heavens. 4 years.
I'll call if Kendall calls with me.
Okay. What are you scared of?
I'm just scared of rejection. Period.
Okay. That's head trash right there, sister. That is head trash. You got to get that out of your brain, because you know what? You know what I'm hearing? You are holding yourself back.
Yeah.
You are holding yourself back. And I don't mean to call you out, but when I'm thinking you're like, a month in, but you're 4 years in. Do you know how many phone calls that you could have made in 4 years? A lot. So I apologize if I put you on the spot. But 4 years, you need to pick up the phone. Be vulnerable, and you can say, listen, it's been 4 years and you're my first phone call. I can't believe that. I don't even know why I'm scared to pick up the phone and talk about this, because I've been in this for 4 years and I know about the products, right? So I'm going to challenge you before the month's over. You got to pick up the phone without Kendall. You going to do this? All right. Cool beans. All right. Okay. So here it is. The fear of looking stupid. The fear of looking stupid. Being successful can sometimes require us to go against the flow, to challenge the current way of doing things and trying something different. Why not get the head trash out of your space? Dare to be different. because it really could lead to something. Rena, 4 years in, it could lead to something, right? Get the head trash out of your head. Be different, be unique, be you, express yourself, let them know, hey, I want to talk to you. Get out of your comfort zone, because I promise you, it makes a big, huge difference. I was right there with you, girl. Okay, the fear of asking for help. There are a number of reasons why people don't ask for help. It's the fear of rejection. I mean, you don't want to look stupid. People worry about if they're going to be undermined. You don't have really that many achievements. People don't want to know that people are struggling. The reality is that very few people achieve great success very few people will achieve success without the support and assistance of others, right? People are willing to help you. All you got to do is ask them for it. When people feel like they are fear of asking for help, is because they think, well, I'm an emerald in the company. I don't need help, right? We're all here to help you. We don't think less of you if you're an emerald in a company, or if you're a sapphire, or if you're a diamond, or if you're a silver. We don't care. We're there to help you. We don't want to feel like you're going to be undermined just because you're asking for help. That's not true. We all are always there to help you guys out. The fears, the more of these fears that you can overcome, the more business and personal success you can achieve. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes our fears are deep rooted, but if we consciously work on them, we're consciously going to be making improvements. We don't want our fears to get into our head. And this is what I tell people too. Sometimes the fear is like, people say to me, well, I don't know anybody. I don't know, enough people to even start a team. Do you know what I tell them? The average person has between 200 to 300 people in their phone. If you have a cell phone and you haven't messaged everybody in your cell phone, you need to start right here. You have 200 to 300 people in your phone. If you haven't messaged those people, you are missing out. All you guys have a cell phone. Have you messaged all those people? I bet you haven't. Think of that as your new contact list, right? Think of it as your new contact list. Think of it as a new beginning. This is the perfect time and the perfect season for us to really start with momentum, because we have all the coupons that they gave us. If you register for Super Saturday, they have our free shipping. They have for us to be, conventions coming up. If you guys are running convention contests, think of 2018 January. It's going to kickstart your business. We didn't have a lot of this when I started. You guys have the Rank Up Roadmap. How many of you guys are using the Rank Up Roadmap? Are you guys using that? Jenna's using it. Anybody else using it? It is laid out for you. Kendall's using it. It's laid out for you. If you feel like you're stuck in your business, go to the Rank Up Roadmap. Even if you are a Ruby, or even if you're a senior gold, go back to the basics. Go back to that Rank Up Roadmap and see what it takes for you to get to silver. See what it takes for you to get to gold. Go back and revisit. I go back and revisit that all the time. I'm like, heck, I need some help too, right? We are all in this business. We all know the products are life-changing, but sometimes you just get plain fearful of what's going to happen with our business, what's going to happen if I pick up the phone, what's happening if I'm going to ask for help. Can't let those things get in your way. The only person that's holding you back from this business, honestly, is you and your head trash. Do y'all believe that? I believe it. I certainly believe it. There are days whenever I, have the fear of, am I going to be a great leader? Am I going to be able to reach somebody? Every single day, every single morning when I wake up, I pray and I ask God to bring me open ears. Let me be a great leader. Let me say something that's going to resonate with people that I'm talking to. Bring open-hearted people who want this business and these products. And y'all, it happens. He brings the people to me all the time to join the team or to talk to them or plant a seed all the time. But I truly believe in the power of prayer. So if that's something that you haven't tried yet, do it. Pray for your business, pray for your team, pray for your leader, pray for Kendall. Pray that she has the wisdom and the knowledge to train you guys and to teach you guys. Because it is so worth it when you set your goals and you reach your goals and you're there, if it's just to get your products paid for, or if you want to go all the way to the top. It is amazing. How many of you guys are going to convention? Have you registered? Corey, I didn't see your hand. There you go. Y'all, I'm telling you, if you haven't been to convention, you need to go to convention. If you've been to convention, you need to set that expectation to go to convention this year ranked up higher than where you went last year. You have 6 months to do that. 6 months to get there. Set your goals, figure out what you need, how many people you need to do this, what you need to do with your team. Be consistent with your team, and you can do this. And I'm gonna tell you one other thing that I tell my team. I had a couple of team calls this morning, and when we first start this business out, we are so conditioned and programmed about what is our why, right? And you're probably saying, "Oh my God, that word again. What is our why?" Right? When I had my coaching calls today, I had 4 coaching calls today, and I asked them that. I said, "Listen, you're so used to hearing about what is your why, but I really, really want you to dig down deep, peel back some layers, and think about really, truly what is your why, and how is your why going to help you and your family? How is that going to help you?" When you peel back those layers, everybody can say, "I want to be diamond and make $1 million." That's Celeste right there. That's Celeste money, making $1 million. But if you pull back those layers and you really truly sit back and think about why you want to do this and how it's going to affect your family. I had 4 calls today, and out of the 4 calls I had today, 3 people were crying when they told me their why. Y'all, that is passion right there. They dug deep enough to tell me and share with me the things that they probably wouldn't have shared with anybody else, because they really dug past and they really shared their why. If your why is to stay home with your babies, look at those babies every single time you want to feel like, "I'm having a team call, Mom, I'll call you back." Sorry. Look at those babies and say to yourself, "I don't want someone else raising those babies." Right? That should bring your tears to your eyes every single time you don't feel like doing your IPAs. You don't feel like doing your 531s. You don't feel like picking up a self-development book. Your why needs to make you cry. It's cliche, but it's true. Another thing that I asked my team on our team calls is, and if you guys haven't thought about this, you need to write this down. Where do you want to be in 6 months? Where's your goal? Where do you want to be in 6 months? Do you want to just make enough to get your products paid for if you're not doing that already? Do you want to walk on stage? Do you want to be a senior Ruby? You've got to figure out where you want to be and set your goal. And in 6 months, we have 6 months. Your goal has to have a timeline to it. If it doesn't have a timeline to it, or if it doesn't have a date on it, it can go on forever. You've got to know in your head where you want to be in 6 months. Push yourself, figure out that formula, figure out what you need to achieve that in 6 months. Write it down, 6 months. This is where I want to be. Another question that I ask them is, what has worked for you? What hasn't worked for you? What has worked for you in the past? What worked for you last month? What didn't work for you last month? If it didn't work for you last month, I certainly don't want you to repeat it this month, right? If you've been in this business for 4 years and going back to basics and sending out those welcome emails, or that taking the time to call and do one-on-ones with them, my goodness, you got to go back to what has worked for you. Think back when you had momentum. What were you doing? What's worked? Don't keep on repeating the things that didn't work, because what's going to happen, it's not going to work. right? You've got to say to yourself, what do I need to change up to do something different? Two more things. So I personally believe in self-development. People sometimes say, oh my God, I got to read a freaking book. I'm not a reader. I'm not. But I will tell you what I have found that works for me is Audible. I download books on Audible. I think you can download it for free for a month. Download Audible, buy a book. The book that I want to encourage you guys, and I'm not sure you've done it yet, but I've listened to it 3 times now, and I absolutely love this book, is Get Over Your Damn Self. I love the book. I've listened to it 3 times. I have the book. I have it on Audible. I put it in the car. I put it on when I'm folding clothes. Do it when I'm cooking dinner. And you don't have to feel like with self-development that you got to finish a book in 4 days, because you're going to get burned out if you look at it that way. Take nuggets of it. Take little nuggets of it and do some self-development every single day. Every single day. Did she say every single day? I said every single day. Does she mean Saturdays and Sundays? I mean Saturdays and Sundays, because a chapter is not that long. I promise you, you will learn something and you will develop. And why? Well, Lisa, why do I got to do self-development? Because it motivates you. It encourages you. It gives you a language to where you can learn how to talk to prospects, talk to your potentials, talk to your team, train your team. It keeps you encouraged. It fires you up. When I listen to this book, I want to take a lap around my living room because she's so encouraging. And there's so many things that she says, that there's obstacles that you can overcome on the things that she says. And there's objectives that you can overcome by some of the things that she says. I'm writing it down. It gives you, and if that's not your jam with that book, listen to a video. Listen to a John Maxwell. Listen to Sarah Robbins. A Minute with Maxwell. Every single day, you got to do some kind of nugget. If you're in building momentum right now, don't focus a lot on self-development. You want to focus on team building. You want to focus on team building and building your team. I didn't get the 2 free codes or anything when I registered. I checked all my emails. I got a confirmation. Kendall can probably call customer service for you, or somebody. If you haven't received that, maybe call customer service.
Oh, I don't see that message. Are you sure?
Yeah, there's a chat. There's a chat. Yeah, I'm not sure who sent that. I don't have my glasses on.
It must have been just to you. Okay. So
okay, yeah.
Just shoot me a message.
Yeah. We can get that. We can get that worked out. I think there's a couple people that's doing that. Okay. And the last thing that I want to encourage with you is, this is the last thing I want to encourage you with. And I've told all my people, I've had 3-way calls all going last week and this week, and we're trying to get 2018 going. You guys, for me, I like simple. I don't like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, whatever. I don't like that. I don't like this convention thing. Is driving me nuts because it's so complicated to me to think I got to do this. I just want X, Y, and Z, right? So for me, I like easy peasy. So what I think is good, and you can disagree, but my suggestion is keep it simple. 5-3-1. It's simple. 5-3-1 every single day. 5 new people, follow up with 3, talk to a team member. If you don't have a team yet, do a training. 5-3-1. It's easy. Julia Carty is a diamond ambassador. I think she's diamond ruby. She says it's a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more you're going to have people interested, the more people are going to join your team, the more people who you have an opportunity to share the products with. It's a numbers game. If you talk to 5-3-1 and do that every single day, that's 35 people that you've talked to that you haven't talked to before. Now, in that 5-3-1, when you talk to 5 new people a day, you don't have to necessarily talk about Plexus. Out of those five people that you talk to, the new people you talk to, maybe make 3 of those with just connecting with them. You don't have to bring in Plexus. You could say something like, National championship games going on today. Who you rooting for? If somebody you haven't talked to in a while, right? Or, you know, a mama, you know, you come across her on her feed or whatever, you can say, oh my gosh, we have twins too. It's connecting. That's considered part of your 531. You don't have to make it complicated. It's easy. It is so easy. And then there's something else that just came to my head. So that's what I want to encourage you guys is your 531s every day, self-development, and be consistent with it. Because that's really all it takes. The person that's holding you back is probably your own self, right? Your fears, your you're not motivated, your inconsistency, those things can be changed. Think about what's worked for you. Would you, and if you're probably saying, well, Lisa, I can't get anybody to, to grab onto this business, right? Here's the thing. Celeste says, if you have $10 million worth of gold bars in your backyard that are buried, would you stop digging for it? Heck no. Because you know it's there. You just got to find it, right? I think it might have been Julie Carty. Her rock star runner, her very first rock star runner was like her 47th level 1 that she added to her team. Did she give up? No. Did she stop finding that gold bar in the backyard that was buried? No. She kept on looking for it until it happened. I promise you it will happen. You just got to continue to search for it and get the head trash gone. So that's what I got for you. I hope you learned something. What is this saying?
You're talking about the 531. So I filled them in on what that was.
Oh, you know what? That thing about someone who said that was on my messenger. I'm sorry.
I was like, well, I didn't see it, but
no, that's on it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let me read some of these real quick. What was the book? Okay. So the book is called Get Over Your Damn Self. It is fabulous. And the person who wrote the book, her name is Nomi. Anyway,
they put the author on here, I think, in the comments.
Okay, yeah. Romy. Did you know that she's one of the top leaders in Rodan and Fields?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So she's very good at what she does, and I love the Audible version because it's so relatable when you can hear her voice and you can hear. It's just, to me, I relate. That's my learning style, and she talks about, she puts feeling into it. So if that's your learning style, I want to encourage you to invest in that, the Audible. Even with John Maxwell stuff, that's what I do too. I'm a listener. I like that better than trying to read a book, because reading a book, oh Lord. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Jenna, it looks like I'm reading it on Audible now and I like it. Yes. What are the 531s? Okay. 531s, reach out to 5 new people. Very good. Kendall said it. Follow up with 3 people and train with 1. Here's the thing. If you're new and you don't have a team yet, you don't have anybody to train, that's okay. You need to listen to a video. Mm-hmm. Incorporate it into your daily routine with your self-development and listen to videos. When I started, y'all, do y'all know how many videos I watched of Sonia Dudley and Sarah Marble? Like, I couldn't get enough. Like, I wanted to, because here's the thing, knowledge is power. And you don't want to, another fear is fear looking stupid. You don't want someone to ask you a question you don't have the answer. You can say, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. That's a good question. Well, let me get back to you on that, because I'm glad you asked that, because I didn't even think about that, right? It's as simple as you saying that. It's as simple as you saying to yourself, to them, being vulnerable. Oh, gosh, I didn't know it. Let me find out for you. Knowledge is power. And we have plenty of tools for you. I hope you guys took advantage of the $9.95 to get the box kit. I ordered several for myself. Yeah, I ordered like 6 because I want to keep them. Like, I'm just that compulsive person. I have to have more than one. So those things, you can keep them in your car, keep it at work. They're amazing. They're amazing. I don't think there's any other questions. So that's what I got for you. I hope you guys learned something.
Yes, girl. I feel empowered. I hope you guys do too. I think this was just perfect timing. And my favorite really was that failure happens on the path to success, because most people that join Plexus don't have network marketing experience, because if
Right.
they did and they were super successful in another company, you probably wouldn't be looking for another company.
Right.
So, failure is expected. We are all muddling through this, trying to figure it out. And I just keep reminding myself, it truly is getting back to those basics and keeping it simple of, we have something people need.
Yes.
You do. And when you're talking to people and sharing with people, if that is what you remember, that you truly have something that they need, it's not a sales pitch, it's not anything, then it comes out and that fear goes to the side. So I loved that. But thank you so much, Lisa. I really appreciate it. I know it's super late there for you. So.
I don't hear any rooting in there, so maybe his team is losing and Alabama's winning.
We'll let you catch the tail end of it. But thank you guys for hopping on. I will talk to y'all later.
You're welcome. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.